Hey, it's Jen from Gold Nutrition. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jen. I'm a registered dietitian, the founder of Gold Nutrition, and a planning enthusiast. And tonight I'm showing you how I'm using the lined vertical layout to pre-plan my week and get things done. So if that sounds good to you, then just keep watching. Hey guys, welcome. Tonight I'm doing something a little different, well, or at least a bit new for me. So I've talked a bit in previous videos if you've been subscribed for a little while, and if you have, thank you so much. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I got a new schedule. I have a new work schedule, and it's not so new now, and I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling to adjust to the change in my schedule. I worked at my previous job for 8 years, and so I was very used to my schedule there. And I'm working 2 additional hours per week, which wouldn't seem like a big deal, but it has shifted my schedule quite a bit. And not only am I working additional hours, I'm working 2 different schedules. I work one schedule one week, and then the following week I work the other schedule, and then it flip-flops. So it's just been really tough for me to get into a groove. And I'm kind of getting there, but I'm not where I want to be now. So I had this idea. This is the lined vertical layout from the Happy Planner. This is classic size. You may have seen that I had added this layout to my home management planner, and I will link that video if you'd like to see the setup and the planner that these pages originally came from. And what I've been using them for is to do a to-do list. Like on my days when I work, I don't need a whole daily page for a to-do list, but I use a mini Happy Planner for my main planner so that it's little and I can take it with me. So I use a multi-planner system. It has changed and an update is coming. So, if you enjoy this video today, if you've been enjoying my content all along and you're not subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe. Hit that red button down below. It is free. I would be so happy if you'd join the community, and ring the bell and you'll be notified of all my future uploads. So an update will be coming. I've liked using this lined vertical for that purpose. I use daily pages on days when I'm home and I'm, doing work for Gold Nutrition or for social media. Then, I'll use a full daily page to handle all the during the day tasks, home tasks, work tasks, all that. But on the days I work, I would just use one column just to do a to-do list, and it has been great. But I had this idea that this layout might be great for, it's actually something that I talk a lot about with my patients in my new job, where a lot of them are changing the way that they eat or the schedule that they eat on because of different reasons. And sometimes they struggle to figure that out. And I always tell them, can't take the planner out of the dietitian, to go home and map out their schedule, look at what each day looks like, and this will help them know, what nights are you able to cook and what nights do you need to rely on leftovers or something quick. Where can you regiment in a breakfast if you never ate breakfast before and now you need to, and all those kinds of things. And kind of occurred to me, like, why am I not taking my own advice here? I do meal plan for our dinners, and I have kind of used that system without kind of mapping everything out, but I'd have a sense of when I was going to be able to cook or not, just from the planning I've been doing all along. But there's other things, there's goals that I want to start working on again, and, figuring out how to batch content and things like that. So anyway, I thought this would be the way. So this is new, but I'm bringing you along for the ride in case it gives you some good ideas. And after I've been using it for a while, I'll let you know if it's working out or not. And, if I've tweaked anything, what I've tweaked. But let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. I'm going to show you kind of how I'm going to tackle it. So you may have already noticed there's a little writing here. What I have been doing that's been so helpful for me is listing out my work outfits. And now I kind of made a boo-boo because I was sort of rushing, and I don't work on Friday, but I just rewrote it on Thursday. And also, as much as I am a decorative planner and, you know, decorative planning has my heart, this is not going to be decorative tonight. This is going to be purely functional. Maybe if I start doing it all the time and I want to decorate it a little, I will. I do have some stickers, which I'll explain in a moment, but mostly I'm just going to write on this. What I started to say was that, yeah, I've been listing out my work outfits because I prep all our stuff the night before because we get up very early. I have to drop off both kids in separate places before I have to be at work for 7:30 in the morning on most days. Like I said, I kind of have this alternating schedule, and that's why I thought this lined vertical was going to work out great, because I am going to fill in times and they may not be all the same just because of the limitation of space, but I'm going to make it work for me. And what I want to also track in this top area, besides outfits, is the weather to help me for planning my kids' outfits throughout the week. And I live in New England. The forecast will change. It'll change probably before the end of the week, but I've written down what it is so far just to give me an idea, and I can certainly change as I go. So I thought it would just be fun to put down some weather stickers. I don't know that I'll always do that, but I just wanted to do it. And so I grabbed the Journaling Doodles book from the Happy Planner. And I will tell you that I am a Happy Planner affiliate. I am an Impress Manicure affiliate. So as always, I will link my nails, the Impress Manicure website, any Happy Planner products we talk about today. And if you click on those links and make a purchase, I do earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. And if you choose to do that, oh, thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much. Okay, so I have the weather written here. So Monday is going to be between 40 and 50 degrees and sunny. I think mostly sunny. So I'm going to give her a little sun, and we're going to put 40 to 50 degrees, which I live in the US, so that is Fahrenheit. So Tuesday is going to be 53 and sunny. We're kind of starting to see the warmer weather. The other day it was 70 here, which was amazing. It felt so good, but we're kind of back into the 50s, which I think is probably pretty typical, pretty seasonal. So Wednesday, oh, I forgot to write the temperature, but I believe it's still going to be in the 50s, and it's going to be scattered showers. So we'll put this here. Now this pen is nothing special. Usually in my planners, lately, I've just been in love with the Villabeautifful pens. This one, I think, is called Satin. It's so gorgeous. I also have a gold one. I only have two so far, but I love the way they write. I love the feel in my hand. I think they're beautiful. I do have a referral code that you can save $5. I think there's a minimum spend, though. It might be $15. All the information's in the description box. I don't earn any money from that, but I do get a credit. The reason I'm not using it tonight is because I finally got my very first mild liners, because I'm going to do kind of a time blocking style when we get down into here. And I noticed the mild liners were not playing nicely with the pen, and I tried it right away, it smudged. Then I tried to let it dry a little bit, and then it smudged. And then I was like, well, even if it's the case where after it really dried, it would be fine, for the sake of the video, that didn't seem very practical. So I just grabbed any old ballpoint pen. But so we're getting more rain that day, 50 degrees. And Friday is cloudy. Cloudy and 59. Oh yes, and Saturday, 54 and cloudy. which we're having a birthday party for my daughter, a small one outside. So hopefully that's warm enough and hopefully it's not too muddy, but it's going to be what it's going to be. We're going to make it fabulous. And Sunday is also cloudy and 48. So I have my outfits planned. That I think even if I returned to just using this for to-do lists, that I would keep doing that at least as often as I can, because it's been really, really helpful in just making sure I have everything ready that I need. And this way, when life gets really hectic, I don't have to figure it out every single night. My time just feels like it's just getting more and more condensed. Okay, so now we're going to get into what I think I'm going to do is first I'm going to lay out my work schedule. And I kind of know on days I work, for the most part, the mornings are already mapped out in terms of how I get ready and get the kids ready. And I really don't have any room to put anything else in there because I'm looking for space in my days to fit in my wellness goals and, you know, to do any work like for YouTube or Instagram and all that stuff. So I'm going to think about how I want to do this. So I think I'm just going to map out, I'm just going to say, believe it or not, guys, I get up at least at 4 a.m., but my first alarm goes off at 3:45, which I know sounds insane. It's just kind of how it needs to be right now. Next year will be better because both kids will be in the same before school program. It'll be less travel and it'll free up some time, but that's just kind of where I am. So I'm just going to call that get ready. And I'm just going to say 7:30 is work. And I kind of know that it's implied in there, all the other stuff, you know, and I don't need to take up room on the page with all of that because it's kind of set in stone. What I'm doing right now works and it's just going to stay that way. And I know I have to drop my kids off and all of that. So I don't need to write all that out. On Mondays, I work till 5. I'm not going to worry about a uniformity of times across the page. That's kind of why I didn't use an hourly layout, but I'll see if that drives me crazy. You know, like I said, I'm experimenting. So I'm just going to take up a couple lines just to emphasize to myself that that's a good chunk of time. And I get out at 5 p.m. And then I'm just going to call this pickup. And then it's hard to say. Sometimes my husband gets out before me. He picks up the kids. But if he doesn't, then I pick up the kids. We probably won't get home till about 6:30. So I'm just going to go like that. I'm just going to say home. And part of the reason I'm trying to save some space is because I'm thinking that I might still use the bottom for my to-do list. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I've never seen anyone approach it quite like this. It might be a bust, but I'm going to try it, and I just thought I'd try it with you. My time is taken up until 8 p.m. By then, everyone's in bed. I try to go to bed by 9:30, but sometimes I don't go to bed till 10. But I'm going to say 9:30 to be kind to myself. So I'm going to use a true chunk of time here. Now, here's what I know. I'm usually exhausted. Anytime that I try to plan to do anything in that time, I can't bring myself to do it. I'm too tired. It's a long day at work and it takes a lot of mental energy. And then I come home and I'm rushing through all the things to get us ready for the next day, because I just know from experience that if I try to leave tasks for the morning, I might be able to do like a couple things, but I can't do everything that I need to do. And I can't go crazy looking for matched socks and things like that at that hour. If you might be able to relate, even if it's just for yourself, because I used to do that when I didn't have kids. I would wait until the morning and then I'd go crazy. So I'm not interested in going crazy because I'm already crazy, guys. So, okay. So now I'm going to color it in a little. So I'm kind of doing like a modified idea of a time block, right? Because if I understand correctly, usually a time block is where you'd assign like certain blocks of time to certain tasks in your day and get them done. And I certainly use that method sometimes. But in this sense, I'm more like making a visual map of my available time, or all my time, but trying to see my available time and not waste it. So then I think I'll make work blue. And so this too, like even if I have different times written down, I'm going to try to keep the categories the same color, I think, and that will kind of help me visualize too. So when, maybe I'll change it from week to week, but like for this particular week, I'll know that if I'm looking at blue, then that's work time and I'm at work. My work as an employee. Orange. These mile liners seem kind of bright to me. I was always under the impression that they were very muted. I mean, they are muted to a degree. Maybe it's probably brighter while it's wet. It's fine. I think the colors are pretty, just not quite what I thought they were going to be. Maybe it's the particular set, and this was just a 5-pack because I just wanted to try them out, see what the hype was about. All right, and then home time. I'm just going to do yellow again because it's kind of like feels like all the same kind of thing to me. It's kind of like preparation time. That's yellow. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to go throughout the week and just do this piece. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about the things I'm trying to fit into my week and see if I kind of, if something is popping out at me, I kind of see where I could fit some things in and then, sort of tentatively schedule them in. So let me get the parts of my day that are cemented. Let me get those blocked out on here. And then I will come back and we'll do some more. Okay, guys. So don't mind the smudging. I think it's because I had to use white out because, I'm figuring it out as I go. And I also kind of confused days, that's the point, is that like I can't keep the schedule straight. So I do think this process is going to help me. Even if I only do it very short term, I think it's going to help. I kind of like what I've done here because now I can kind of identify open areas in the schedule. And I know I really didn't fill in Saturday and Sunday much. Saturday, like I mentioned, we're going to celebrate my daughter's birthday. And I believe my husband has a meeting in the morning. So I don't know exactly how Saturday is going to look in the morning, except that I know I'll be doing some things to get ready for everything. I think I can't count on being able to run any errands that morning. So I think that's important for me to keep in mind. And then Sunday is kind of like a chill day. I usually will go grocery shopping and do all the stuff that I need to do to start to get us ready for the week and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to fill out the weekend much at all right now. What I did was I wrote down some of the things that I'm trying to fit into my week over on the side in the little side panel. I think there's going to be other things, but I have a couple errands to run. I do want to get in a little walk run, and I do have some editing to do. That's the big things at the moment. On Wednesday, I work in the evening, so I do have this chunk of time to get some stuff done. In terms of taking these tasks and putting them into here, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use some friction pens because I might make some changes. So as I said, Monday is really not a great day for me to try to plan anything extra. And I'll only will if like it's dire because otherwise I just know that I'm beat and I'm not going to want to do anything in the evening. So at the moment, I'm not going to put anything in there, but I'm going to leave it open in case. Tuesday, I might say I can do some editing then. So I'm tentatively going to say I'm going to edit. I'll do that until 9. And then I'll just say evening routine. And then on Wednesday, I think I'm going to need to go to the store, and I think I'm going to need to go to a couple stores. So that's basically, see, here's where I think I jumped the gun. So I'm going to white it out. What can I do? I'm learning, because I think what I'll do is, instead of coming home after I drop them off, I'll go to the grocery store. We'll say, oh my goodness. Yeah, there's something up with this whiteout that I'm using, and it's driving me bonkers. It like twists every time I use it. I just need to replace it, but I just haven't had a chance. Okay, so 7:30, I'm gonna go to the grocery store. Then I'm just gonna continue the line. We'll just say in errands, and I'll give myself until 10:30. And then I'm just going to say home, and I'm just going to plan on tidying the house. I have to get the kids oops, that doesn't go in there until I have to get the kids. I'm not someone who typically uses highlighters in my planner, not very often anyway. So maybe my technique is not the best, and I'm also impatient, but it's doing the job. It's highlighting for me what I needed to highlight. Do you guys use highlighters in your planner, like on the regular? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested. All right, and then this can be yellow. I'm already kind of thinking that maybe what would have been better to do, but it's not really a big deal, but I could have, instead of highlighting this and writing this in black, I could have written even this part in the friction pen. And this way, sometimes as my week unfolds, like things pop up that I just wasn't anticipating, and it might shift my whole plan. So then I could have kind of adjusted those areas if I needed to, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm learning as I go, and it's fine. And if I had to white it out, like, who cares? I'm making a big mess of it anyway. It's really not to be pretty. So Thursday, we have conferences going on, and then that'll probably push bedtime a little bit. Honestly, I'm probably not going to want to do anything in the evening. I might need to. So I'm going to leave that as an open option for now. And then Friday, the kids have an early dismissal, so they'll be home a little earlier than usual. And I'm kind of rethinking my plan too, because I forgot that I wanted to edit on Wednesday. And so I'm going to need to cut into that time, I think. Yeah, I'm going to need to. This was the reason for the friction pens. And I have friction highlighters too, but they work terribly. They kind of work, but they're like very, very streaky. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to cover that. See how it's like curling? It's so weird. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Just going to do that. I'm just going to put edit video, and it'll be also uploading it and doing the links and all of that. So finishing that out, and then if I had extra time, I'd have to see, maybe I would do some of the tidying. So I'm going to kind of leave it like that. So like, this isn't a perfect process, but I think like the more that I do it, either I'll be like, nope, this just really doesn't work or change anything for me, or I'll refine it, and hopefully it'll be that. So then I think I'm going to reserve this time really for tidying the house, which really, honestly, with little kids makes more sense. I got ahead of myself because I didn't schedule in my walk. And that's really important. That's like a priority. I'd prefer to do it outside, but I do have a treadmill. I think that the best time to do it would be on Friday. Maybe I'll do it like at 11 right before lunch. So this is kind of where I'm at. I really haven't taken it all the way yet. I realized like I really didn't schedule like everything, but I think what this does is gives me kind of a map, kind of just like a visual of the open spaces and then how I could fill them, and thinking of it in those terms, that I think the next go around I would take that approach that I was just talking about, where like the things that aren't sort of cemented in stone, that I'm not going to use highlighter in those areas. I'm just going to write with the different colored friction pens. That way, if I need to, move something, it'll be clear to me the spaces I moved it from, and kind of tweak the schedule as I go, like that. Learning as I go. So tell me your thoughts about this. Have you ever done anything like this? Do you have any suggestions for me? And there will be a part 2 to this down the line after I've done it a little bit. And, maybe I'll show you an update of how I'm doing it once I'm like more in the groove with it. So yeah, so this was a different kind of video today, and I really enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please like it. Please give it a big thumbs up. It really does help me out in the algorithm, and I do appreciate it so much. And if you're enjoying this content, you'd like to see more of my content, then go ahead and subscribe. Hit that red subscribe button. Join the community. That is going to do it for this one, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.